India has plenty of gods to worship. Every month a new one appears. What surprised me this March in Tripura was that all the worshippers appeared to be women. And then I found out that they were worshipping Lord Shiva and his third wife Parvati, the goddess of love. Christians also worship a god of love. In fact, he's the only god they worship. In a country where marriages are arranged by families, our God of love had a marriage arranged in heaven for gospel outreach volunteer Prabir Rubin and Munlucky. Prabir was asked to work in a village called Colony in the state of Tripura. It's called Colony because the government have brought people together from the countryside so that they are easier to keep an eye on and control. You see, there had been a lot of local fighting in this area. Prabir was a single young man. Munlucky was working at a nearby Catholic school. And one of Prabir's friends said, "You ought to go and see that girl." So Prabir visited the school and took a liking to her. On his first visit, he just looked. On the second and third visit, he tried to get to talk to her, but failed. But one day, on his way to visit one of his churches, he came across some of Munlucky's tribe living close by, and he asked them if they could get her phone number. They were excited about the romance, and they said that they would help. He called her, asked her name, and how are you, and then the phone went dead. Next day, he got through, and they talked for over an hour. She said that she wanted to meet him, and when she did, she liked him. The principal of the school found out and reported to the school committee that Prabir was disturbing one of his teachers and forbade him from visiting the school. We found out later that the principal had taken a liking to Munlucky himself. Prabir prayed about it, and the parents arranged the wedding. On the phone, he gave her Bible studies and sent her books to read. One of the priests got hold of one of the books by Mark Finley, Studying Together, and read it himself. Munlucky then went to stay for a few days with Pastor Saminga, the area supervisor. She was baptized and they were married. But Munlucky was not Prabir's only convert. It was my privilege to return one Sabbath and witness a baptism. In this village, at the moment, they are worshipping in a house church. I spoke with one of the new members, Eraskma. He had given a piece of land to build a church on. To start with, they'll build a lamb shelter. That's a simple church built of local native materials. It will cost about $1,500 with a tin roof. Perhaps you can help. And you can certainly help support gospel outreach volunteers like Prabir and Munlucky as they dedicate their lives to sharing God's love. They've experienced God's love in their own lives, and they want to pass it on. Let's help them.